Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We're going to be reacting to another episode of The Haunting of Bly Manor. This is season 1, or I guess maybe not season 1, but just episode 3. This is called The Two Faces, part 1. So something big is probably going to happen since there's a part 2 to the episode. What happened last time on The Haunting of Bly Manor? Last time, Danny was just getting out of being scared in the closet and punishing these kids by mopping. But then all sorts of just weird stuff. Miles is the creepiest kid in the world. I hate that kid's guts. I want him to die. Not the actor. The actor is probably great. He's probably a nice, sweet little child. I hate the character he plays. What went down though? What went down? The sister found a pair of glasses, and she was like, "Ooh, look at my glasses. I look great." And then Danny had a little bit of a panic attack, went outside, started a friendship with the gardener. Now, I say friendship, but I'm presuming that this becomes more than a friendship. I don't want to say I was spoiled, but like, just scrolling through Instagram, like I follow the account, like the Netflix Instagram account, and they posted pictures of her and the gardener looking all like romantic together and captioned it like "these two" or something like that. So I assume that friendship at some point this season will turn romantic. It's a little bit of a bummer that I didn't get to just see that happen, which kind of lends a little bit of credence to my stupid little comment from last episode of like, oh, she was in the closet. Now maybe she literally is. Like, she was in the closet with her ex-lover. This is super symbolic. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, she had a panic attack and they kind of like started chatting away. And then they had a game of hide and seek at the end of the episode where, homeboy Miles decided that he's just gonna like try and choke her out or something. He's like, "Time to die, put you in a sleeper hold," and then he just runs away like a weirdo. Meanwhile, his sister is in the attic telling Ghost to shush because she's doing a little solo on her own. And then when Danny finds Miles, or thinks she does, Ghost Boy, like handsome, probably super mean Ghost Man, appears in the window. She runs outside, but then Miles pulls a Spider-Man and he's like, "I don't feel so good." Falls down. He's like hyperventilating or something, or choking. I don't remember exactly. But then the Ghost Man's in the window again, and then the episode ends. So shenanigans are afoot, is basically what I'm saying. That's most of the big things that I can think of from the last episode. Before we jump into this episode, accidentally connected my what is that called? Keyboard. So that'll probably say connection lost at some point while watching this. Like I was saying, before we jump into the episode, please consider leaving a like on the video, and please consider subscribing if you want to see more of my reactions to Bly Manor, to Lucifer, to The Mandalorian, which comes back, like tomorrow. Anything at all helps so much. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, head over to my Patreon, linked in the description. I'm still catching up on the other shows that I've watched because no one was subscribed to me on Patreon before, so I didn't take it super seriously. But I'm fully caught up on Bly Manor, though. So if you want to see the full-length reaction to The Haunting of Bly Manor, you just sync up your own copy and you can watch along with me. Super fun. But other than that, that's all I got. So let's jump into episode 3. Here we go.
He's awake! He's awake. He's awake.
Yeah, he's also creepy as balls, so. Yo, what it do? Mr. Smiley. Ooh. Is this in the past? 1 year ago. So is he a ghost? He either has a business opportunity or he's going on a fresh date.
Even if you begged, you said we had to get this one done.
I really wanted this guy to play Moon Knight, but Oscar Isaac was just cast as Moon Knight.
Hold here. You have a stain on your blouse.
He's like, told you.
The children are what? 7 and 9?
I imagine she'll get more.
Blouses won't serve me well.
Yeah.
Why apply for a nanny job if your ambitions lie elsewhere?
I really like his accent in this show.
I suppose I don't look at this that way.
Look at that CGI outside right there.
On my way out.
You can tell they're on a set right there. Maybe. Yeah, I might be dumb. That might actually be the outside. It just looked super fake.
Where are you going with that?
I'm gonna do my own swim.
What are you gonna find?
Oh,
Except,
I'm not practically perfect.
yeah, not the same.
But I am perfectly splendid. Kinda gross.
Is that why she says all that?
You shouldn't be smoking.
Suck it, Miles. You wish you could smoke. Actually, smoking's very bad for you. You shouldn't do it. Look cool flipping a lighter, but smoking is not good for your health.
Miss Jessel found
Damn,
herself
she just adopted
as
that
she
saying
walked
right
the road to
away.
Bly for the first time, wishing that she might never leave. And it turned out she never would.
Holding that flashlight like an idiot.
Jesus.
About to get your head blown off.
You look down there yet?
Nah. Isn't that where you just came from? What do you mean? There's definitely something symbolic about those candles.
Okay.
I was almost expecting him to light back up. Yeah, you straight conked, kid. No way you're staying up all night.
So, he calls the house now and then, hoping she'll pick up, which she never does. So, he comes on back to find out why.
Spooky, Owen.
Well, that doesn't bode well for anyone.
Spooky.
I found these and I thought flowers this beautiful deserve a beautiful home. So these are for you, Flora.
Thank you so much.
Got her.
Perfectly splendid.
They ain't for you.
No one's ever given me
Becca, they ain't for you.
And I thought that
Think he
was so
flirting? No.
And I was so dreadfully jealous.
He definitely was.
We can. You know what life is really all about, Miles?
Not flowers.
Women.
Keys. See, people are like locked rooms. They've all got different locks, and you've got to guess the shape of their key. Like,
That's what he said last episode when he wanted to find out what the pastor's key was.
accessible. And for women, most of them, it's flowers.
Then why did you give the flowers to Flora?
He didn't.
I didn't. Tell me what you want.
I want to be a barrister,
Now you're talking.
not a solicitor. A proper barrister like Mr. Wingrave. But first, I need a pupillage.
For a second, I thought it said she wants to be a barista. I was like, what?
Masters, Henry's a QC and a master in trade legislation, but you knew that when you applied, didn't you?
She's super dead. She's
I see you,
smart.
Rebecca. I see you.
Why are you here?
He's here to smash.
Why am I here? Why am I here on this earth? To make sure I leave behind more than I took. Why am I here in this job working for Henry? Because you may not know to look at me, but there is this ceiling that I too cannot break through. Why am I here?
To smash. He sees some similarities between the two of them. They're both trying to
But I feel
break through this ceiling that they can't get through yet.
hopeful. And that doesn't happen often, not to me.
He seems nice, if a tiny bit aggressive. He's very intentional, which is a good thing
Thank you
if you're a good
for the
person.
conversation.
Come. Talk and relax for a bit.
How's that was you curled up there? Every girl in the village is mad for him. Doesn't even know it, which makes it even worse. The wrong kind of love can fuck you up. Follow you. Make you do some really stupid shit.
Like become an au pair.
People do, don't they? Mix up love and possession. Yeah, they do. I don't think that should be possible. I mean, they're opposites, really.
Yo, they are so into each other. Why you have those glasses still? Ooh, that's a bloody hand. Did you murder your ex? That would be intense. Maybe her ex was like abusive and possessive, so she killed him and ran away.
Will Uncle Henry come over soon?
Yo, Uncle Henry hates you. That guy's never talking to you again, Miles. You're creepy as balls, and he recognizes that.
Why don't you hold on to it for me? Would you like that? Just don't burn the house down, please. Let's play some cards.
You just need to watch out because Miles is a filthy cheater. But otherwise,
Makes sense. I mean, it sounds like both of them are cheaters, really.
then you're perfectly mental. Stop it, Miles!
Got her.
Sorry, I shouldn't have. I couldn't sleep, and
Oh, yeah. Straight to smashing. Smash. Going right to Bone Town. She is so into her. How does she decide which candles to light? Why not just light the 4 on top? Okay, why you keep seeing that crack?
Good morning.
It's like the crack in Doctor Who, except there's no blinding light coming through it. Yo, that's creepy, little girl. Are you trying to get this Rebecca to rise from the lake, or are you trying to keep her there?
No! Flora? No! No!
Ooh. She ain't in the lake. CJ chilling over there. That's a little aggressive there.
please.
Patience.
It's a little sus there, Petey boy. Sorry about the lawn mowing noise. I shut the window and they're still mowing the lawn. Can't really do anything about it.
This belonged to
She never wore it. He was adamant about that. She never wore it, so don't feel bad.
Try it on.
She probably definitely did wear that.
Go and try it on.
He's very assertive. Which sometimes, maybe in certain situations, could be good, but he
Like that.
is,
You have to feel it on your skin.
I don't know.
Just once in your life.
Do you have to feel it naked? I don't understand the point of that, other than just to get in the mood. They're like super into each other. He's throwing off a little few red flags here and there.
The children, Rebecca, are on the lawn by
Yes, of
themselves.
course. Of course, I'm so sorry.
You see, if I ever find you in here again, in Charlotte's things, ever again, so help me God, I will drag you out of this house by your bloody hair and throw you into that dirty lake. Do you understand me?
Dang. He's just a tad bit manipulative. Manipulative is the word I was looking for.
I mean, I've made some good cakes in my day, but this one is batter.
Got him again, Owen. Got him again.
Let me try.
Oh,
No, I've done it.
oh, don't.
You're
No.
a battered woman.
Friggin' love Owen, man. Rahul. Hey, that's the first time she ate something in the show, but it's in the past, so who knows? He's gonna be upset about that. Nope, never mind.
Delicious.
If you're hungry while I'm gone, why don't you see go and can find something to stuff into your mouth since you're okay with that, probably.
Cause she tasted some cake.
That's what I'm talking about, that man. You opened White for not 2 hours ago. Not! You wanted people to take you seriously.
Cause she tasted some cake batter.
You didn't want old men looking up your Fuck!
She was like 5th in line.
Naive when you want to be.
Get out of here.
That's good to know.
Get out of town. No longer might like him.
Good to know that when a man asks you to put something in your mouth, he doesn't have to ask twice.
He didn't. You misunderstand.
Yo, how is she not mad at him right there? She's like sad that he's leaving. She should be pissed that he even like turned that into that. Dude, screw that guy. I hope he's a ghost.
Because once it was done, it was perfectly splendid.
Wow.
They had forgotten him, you see. And their strings.
I'm so confused. This is super weird.
They laughed when he said he'd made them. They kept laughing. These stupid puppets. These stupid puppets who had forgotten. So he pulled on their strings. And it hurt.
What? This kid's insane. Who is the puppets in this situation? Is it them? Is it the ghosts? Is it the kids? Is it who is it?
News, but she's dead.
Oh, she is. Owen,
It's your neighbour.
your mom died. Oh no, that's not good.
I am so sorry, Owen.
No, Rahul. Rahul's mama. Mwah. Just kiss. Just kiss. Come on. Come on. Just do it. Do it. Come on. Do it. Do it. Now. Well, holding hands is, I mean, step one, so.
Who the hell knew?
Yeah. Who knew, right? I didn't see a ghost in this episode. Interesting. Oh, there he is. Who you is, man? What's in that reflection of your glasses, brother? Well then. I think she killed him. And she's feeling guilty about moving on. Okay. This show is such a slow burn. That's not a bad thing though. I'm enjoying the slowiness of the burn. But we got some backstory here on so since we saw Ghost Petey in the last episode, we got some backstory on Petey and Becca's loveness. I was about to say love triangle, but it wasn't a triangle. It was just a straight line of their like relationship. We learn Rebecca is a sassy individual, very headstrong, knows what she wants. But Peter Boy, with his dope accent, but he kind of sounds like Mark Strong. He's a assertive, manipulative guy. Like he's a straight shooter. Like not like shoot from the hip, but like he's very precise. He's very kind of like aggressive, assertive, straightforward, but he's also a little not abrasive, but hard. Like I don't know how to explain it. He wants things to be his way, and he's also somewhat possessive, I guess is the correct word that was used earlier. But yeah, so they start out and they're like, yay, let's do a sweep, find this dude, brother. At first I liked Petey Boy. I was like, wow, he's super like straightforward, seems like a good dude. And then as the episode went on, you're like, ooh, maybe not. You are not a great fellow. He worked his way out of poverty and can't quite break through the ceiling, so he's probably very upset about that. He's probably a deeply upset individual in general, because he doesn't get what he wants. What he wants is to break through that ceiling, and also what he wanted was Rebecca. But yeah, it's just like all sorts of things going on. They have a sleepover. The whole episode pretty much is like we're learning about this backstory, while there's sprinkles of the current time set in there. Hannah still doesn't eat or drink anything. Like what is up with that? How does she survive? Is she just like going home and like packing, like eating protein pills, like whatever the military eats? She's just like shovel that in real quick, never lets anyone see her eat. I don't understand, because she ate in the past. She ate some of the cake. But yeah, the whole episode is kind of like Peter and Becca's relationship developing, and then kind of somewhat crashing and burning, which was very, very interesting. Yeah, we learned a lot about the characters. I like Becca, but she definitely seems like she is way too into him. Like she got wrapped in real quick. He takes her to the forbidden wing, which is not good. Ooh, we had some nice moments between Danny and Jamie. Like I said, like if you didn't know previously that their budding friendship is going to turn into a relationship, you sure as hell know now. Just every conversation they had, and then that final interaction with like touching each other's hands, and she's like, who the hell knew? Like, she's essentially saying like, dang, like, who knew you swung for my team? And you know, they're real cute. I kind of like it. I liked their conversation about confusing love with possession, which, you know, very poignant. I think a lot of people confuse the situation they're in, whether it be a relationship or whatever. You know, like when people are like, oh, that's my wife or that's my husband, you know, sometimes people will stay in those situations because of that, like, possessive of like, oh, like, we're each other's, we're connected, but they don't actually love each other. Or they confuse, like, Peter, he doesn't want to love Becca in the past, he wants to possess her. He wants her to be his, which is why he gets so upset later. Danny has her own demons she's fighting. When she's trying to sleep, there's this bloody hand on the bed. I'm thinking she killed her husband or boyfriend or something, or burned him down. Maybe that was what is in the reflection of the house, is like the house burning down or something. I don't know. Either way, I think she killed her previous person. What else went down? Hannah keeps seeing this crack. I don't know what that's about. Miles is still creepy as balls. Flora went to hang out with Rebecca at the lake. She's chilling in the weeds there. Don't know what that's... You know, who knows what's going on there. She's freaking out. What else? Yeah, so Peter takes Becca to the Forbidden Wing and uses things that he probably wasn't given permission to use, like the wine from the cellar, the wing that they're not supposed to be in, and then the fur coat. Probably all things he was not allowed or had permission to interact with. And he is trying to use them to have sex with Becca and you know, kind of wrap her around his finger so he can, like, further be like, yo, I'm in charge here. Things are my way or the highway. They get caught. Hannah is not happy. So I'm guessing before this point she did not have a high opinion of Pete. And he is not a fan of her either. But he could get them all fired somehow, because he's got the ear of the uncle, who's like in a comatose, depressive, alcoholic state. And, you know, it is what it is. We have the scene of them making cake. That was a cute little scene, especially because of Owen's puns. And then afterwards, Pete's leaving. Like, he's pissed because Becca tried some cake from the spoon. And he's like, yeah, bloody whore. You opened your legs for him. You might as well have just fucked him right in front of me. She's like, what? No, you're misunderstanding. It's like, yo, if I was her in that situation, I would have been furious. I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, excuse me. This man's throwing off red flags like nobody's business. And she seems like genuinely not like angry, upset. She seems sad, like, don't leave me. And I would have been like, yo, good riddance, brother. Like, see you later, punk. And then they end the episode kind of with this story time. First, about a bunch of cats, or this girl, the little cat, pulling on some yarn. You know, I'll have to probably watch that again, or like look up an explainer video to figure out like what the meaning behind the specific stories are. We might learn later on. If you know as long as it doesn't spoil anything later on, if you know what the meaning of those two stories were, let me know. But yeah, Flora talks about a cat, and then Miles talks about some puppets and the puppet master, and the puppet master came back and was mad that no one remembered that he made them. Like, this seemed deeply personal for Miles, and like, is Peter the puppet master, like making them all dance with his strings, and now he's back and no one knows? Like, what's going on? I don't know. And then Owen's mom dies. That's a bummer. Poor Rahul. Even though that didn't actually happen to him. But that's super sad. Hannah whispers something in his ear that makes him cry. He drives away. And then, yeah, we have the ending scene of Hannah and Danny kind of touching hands. Overall, I thought this was a really good episode. I'm really enjoying the quiet, slow pace of it. Like, it's not jump scares in your face. Oh, wait, I forgot. After that little moment, I was like, oh, no ghosts this episode. And then literally like 4 seconds later, Ghost Man, Spooky Boy, is standing there just right in front of her. And it's definitely a man. Most probably, I'm going to say her ex-lover. And he's got like, his glasses are like this bright orange, almost fiery reflection. So I'm guessing she killed him by burning their house down. But yeah, like I was saying, I like the pace. I like how it's not like, it's not necessarily like horror even. Like the last Haunting of Hill House was definitely like a scary, spooky show. This so far is not. This is more like just I don't know how to describe it. I heard someone use the term gothic horror. I don't know fully what that means, but maybe. It seems more like a love story, honestly, so far. And just like a tragic story of this house and this family. Like, not necessarily spooky or unsettling necessarily. But I'm really enjoying it still, so I'm going to keep watching it. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did like it, please leave a like on the video. If you really liked it, please subscribe. And again, if you want to see the full-length reaction, head down to my Patreon, linked in the description. That would mean a lot. But other than that, I will catch you guys next time. Peace.